My fondest areas being a fresh from Penang, who has never been to the big city of Singapore, it was a big thrill to come to the city with the big lights and bright lights. And so my memories of the campus actually has to do with Yusof College, because that's where I stayed for 3 years, and of Raffles College as well, the brother college in the campus. And Yusof College is where I think a lot of my friendships started, and to this day we are still in touch. We have a Yusofian chat group that we still keep in touch with folks who come from different parts of Malaysia, from India, even from Australia, and of course Singaporeans as well. So that relationship that started way back then carried on, and it gave me the opportunity to really mingle with people from all over this little part of the world, and it carried on. And it was fun because I remember the times when we had the Rag and Flag Day, that we came together to have this float done up, and I was in charge of one of them, I think at least on one that we actually won the first prize for that. So it was fun working together, having fun, a lot of laughing and eating and teasing of each other. So Yusof College is one of my biggest memories of the campus. Funny thing about fate is when I graduated, they sent 3 of us, fresh graduates, to head creches or childcare centers that were then under the social welfare department. And we were saying, what? What do we know about babies? What do you know about little children? I said we were not equipped for that. And almost immediately I asked for a transfer, to somewhere that I can do actually social work. And I was transferred eventually to the women and girls section to deal with more women and girls in moral danger. Like there were those girls who are in prostitution, young girls, girls who are having behavioral problems, and girls who were abused. So I thought, this is up my alley. So I introduced a couple of new things to them as well, like group therapy and so on and so forth. But I felt in the end that after they graduated, after they have been rehabilitated, so-called, and they go out to the real world, they would come back again and again and again. And I felt that, no, this won't do, because I think it is too late to deal with whatever has been, the whole home environment, what the girls have gone through. It is really very hard to change. And therefore I felt that I need to go back to school to learn some other ways of intervening earlier in life. And that's when I left and I went to University of Washington at Seattle, Washington State. And that's where I learned more about children, learning about resilience, and so on. So when I came back after my dissertation, I came back to do my dissertation with the NTUC childcare. So I did my dissertation with the children there at the kindergarten level. And after that, then I went back, defended it, got my PhD. And when I came back, I was offered a job with them as a specialist, child specialist. So I thought, why would I want to be working with NTUC, National Trades Union Congress? And then I thought, maybe that's where the need is, because it's where the low-income families is, and if I can do something to help, that would be great. So that's when I started working with the NTUC. I was blessed when, at that time, same time when I went in, somebody from the Bernard Van Leer Foundation from the Netherlands, they were looking to fund projects for low-income families in Singapore, because there was then a Van Leer company, and where there is a Van Leer company, paper making, they would want to send back the money to benefit the children in that country. So it was again very timely. I said, wow, a project, So the first project was to upgrade quality of care, doing training. The second was to involve parents and the community, which was a fantastic experience working with the community. And that's where my social work would come in. And then the third was the setting up of the Regional Training and Resource Center for Early Childcare and Education, RTRC for short. That played a major long-term role up to this point. We started the training of trainers. And we started it, and we worked very closely with Wheelock College from Boston. And they were the ones where we worked with another key figure, would be Dr. Professor Joan Bergstrom. And that's how it started, the first master's in early child education in Singapore. And we started this because it has a multiplier effect, that it is supposed to have these graduates from the master's program to train trainees who then can take a diploma in early child education. None was required, but I felt a need was there. You have to go beyond what is required, which is a fundamental course and so on and so forth. Not enough if you want to do the best for our children and if you want to have continuity. There were no training in Singapore that's available to offer training for childcare teachers. And so when we started that, it started the ball rolling. I always feel that when we talk about children, and during this time and even now, I do a lot for Singapore children. But for me, it's important to talk about and to think about children everywhere, wherever that might be. So this appeal to do something for other children where opportunity occurs, I will definitely do so. And I think the opportunity arises when Singapore International Foundation called upon me if I would do trainers in Myanmar and also in Vietnam. So for this, I believe that setting up a preschool called Preschool for Multiple Intelligences would see every child as intelligent in his or own area. And there's logical, mathematical, and linguistic intelligence that has to do with your IQ. So if you have high IQ, you'll be good in your math, science, logical thinking, and in your languages. But this is, however, only 2 intelligences, and this can be assessed through your IQ test. But there are other intelligences, 6 more in fact, that other children may be good at. So the other intelligences would be musical intelligence, musicality, tone, pitch, rhythm, visual spatial, ability to see things in their mind's eye like an architect or an artist, or finding your way around, and interpersonal and intrapersonal, the EQ part of it, very important, and bodily kinesthetic, fine motor, gross motor, balance, coordination, and naturalistic intelligence. So these are the 8 intelligences that any particular child can be good at, not necessarily that has to do with IQ. And for that, every child will feel that I am intelligent in my own area. I think it is a belief system, from young. I mean, even believe in helping, in doing something that makes a difference, Otherwise, if you don't make a difference, what's the point?